Eternals is unlike any Marvel film that you've ever seen before. This just might be the movie that will introduce you to one of the largest superhero casts in the past 3 years. Esteemed comic book artist Jack Kirby conceptualized the idea behind the movie that you're seeing today all the way back in 1976.
This is a new chapter, new life, new beginning.
The story follows a group of 10 immortal superhumans who hail from the planet Olympia. They guard mankind against a parasitic species of aliens called Deviants. Working together but separately, they are successful in getting rid of these parasites for over 1,000 years. That is until a new strain suddenly forces them to band together and save humanity.
Fighting with Angelina Jolie. It's like, what else do you need?
Why not?
But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit like, and don't forget to press the bell icon to see more videos like this one. Now, moving on to the Eternals behind the scenes. The filming took place in a variety of locations around the Canary Islands from early November 2019.
How can we have this big melting pot and cook up something that might just taste a little bit different?
The breathtaking and dramatic beauty of the Fuerteventura and Lanzarote Islands were perfect for adding an element of natural beauty to the film. The trailer itself is pretty much a giant tourism ad for the gorgeous island, displaying its rough, sprawling coastlines. The filming happened at La Solapa Beach and Las Penitas Dam, while the show-stopping finale was enhanced with the backdrop of the El Cuervo volcano. Tourism chiefs are hopeful that the Eternals will boost the number of visitors to the islands. We certainly hope so too. And then in January 2020, further filming was done near the Oxford University Museum of Natural History in Oxford, England, along with other locations in the UK such as the Hampstead Heath and Camden. The museum is known as one of the largest attractions of the city and is free for any visitor to enter. Cast member Gemma Chan mentioned that the process was very different from what she had usually experienced at Marvel. Instead of using studio work and the green screen, they stuck with natural locations and lighting.
It's just like, wow.
The filming finally ended by February 4, 2020. The Eternals is said to have more exteriors than any other Marvel movie.
Jack Kirby and his imagination, his incredible work is really the foundation of it.
Considering the large size of the Eternals team, it was definitely a challenge to make sure that all of the characters had their own unique identities. The cast includes veteran actors such as Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani, Salma Hayek, Gemma Chan, and Richard Madden. It's not very surprising that Marvel was able to bag some of the biggest Hollywood A-listers with a whopping $200 million budget.
Amazing cast and such a diverse cast.
Gemma, who plays the role of Cersei in the film, has also played the character of Minerva in 2019's Captain Marvel, but Marvel president Kevin Feige surprised everyone, including Gemma herself, by announcing a more important role for her in the MCU as a major hero. Richard Madden of Game of Thrones fame was also perfect for the fantastical role of Icaris, the Superman of the Eternals team. It just came naturally to him.
To prevent the end of the world or the end of human civilization as we know it. So I don't think the stakes get much higher than that.
Joining Madden is his former Game of Thrones co-star Kit Harington, who plays the character of Dane Whitman, Immortal, who gains powers later. The deadliest member of the Eternals is portrayed by none other than the striking Angelina Jolie. Her dashing looks combined with her acting expertise were absolutely perfect for the mysterious warrior Thena, who harvests cosmic energy to make any weapon. Comedian Kumail Nanjiani plays the role of Kingo, a huge Bollywood star who loves the spotlight. While choosing a comedy guy like Nanjiani for a superhero role surprised many fans at first, his insane transformation and acting skills made him fit the role like a glove. The gorgeous Salma Hayek plays the character of a Jack in the film. When she first heard about her casting, she was absolutely shocked. Hayek mentions feeling hesitant at first to get a role like that in her 50s, but then suddenly felt grateful and excited about the possibilities that it would bring. The Eternals director Chloe Zhao explained that Salma Hayek was absolutely perfect for her role as a wise, motherly figure to all the Eternals. One of the most iconic roles in the MCU has been taken up by Brian Tyree Henry, who plays Phastos, the brains of the Eternals. He's an inventor who saves the day with his tech whiz. Phastos also happens to be the first openly LGBT superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, portrayed by the adorable Liam McHugh.
You know, it was an incredibly emotional ride, which I think the viewer will experience when they watch it because it's thousands of years in the making.
Sprite is actually a millennial-old being, despite having a youngish appearance. Fittingly, her power also includes making realistic illusions. You've probably not heard of Liam McHugh before since she's a new rising star, but she did play a role in Michael Bay-produced action movie Songbird. Lauren Ridloff from The Walking Dead fame plays the role of Macquarie. Seems like the MCU has enough space for another speedster alongside Quicksilver, as Macquarie can move at an incredible pace. But not only that, she's also the first superhero with a hearing disability in the Marvel franchise. Barry Keoghan, who had a breakout role in Dunkirk, was also part of the Eternals team. He plays the role of Druig, a suspicious member who has the ability to control people's minds as he can erase memories.
You want to see the character in relationship to the world behind them.
And finally, the role of Gilgamesh is played by Don Lee, who made his claim to fame with the 2016 horror movie Train to Busan. His character is also known as the Forgotten One, and he is physically the strongest member. Buff Don Lee certainly seems to live up to the role. Aesthetically speaking, The Eternals stands out as very different from other films in the MCU. When it was announced that Chloe Zhao would direct the film in 2018, the two-time Oscar winner created much buzz in the fanbase about her angle for the movie, mixing elements of realism that come naturally to Zhao with Marvel's surreal and epic heroic stories is a combination that makes The Eternals feel a lot different to other Marvel films. The producers of this movie felt it was absolutely necessary that the suits worn by the superheroes didn't look like uniforms. The unique color palettes were inspired by the universe and the night sky, and of course by Jack Kirby's original costume designs from the comics.
Very creation of the Marvel Universe itself.
But given the saturated coloring of the comic books, they had to be adapted and made more serious for the silver screen. Costumes, symbolism, and hiring anthropologists. Zhao stated that she wanted costumes to have meaningful symbols and insignias. Costume designer Sheldon Differ's team took elements from nature, minerals, rocks, nebulas, and the cosmos that ended up creating an ancient and otherworldly look, giving them the feeling that they're connected to organic matter. The team went so far as to speak with anthropologists to understand the realities of each period and be as accurate as possible.
The end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
Diver goes on to state that they made 10 of each costume, which means that in total 100 costumes were made. This process took around 5 months to be finalized, and once that was done, it took 3 weeks to produce all the costumes. And since every single character needed to have their own identity, they decided to have a primary color for each of them. For instance, Ajak dons beige, brown, and denim, as her costume is colored gold and blue.
Everybody looks different. Everybody sounds different.
That will be a wrap for Eternals Behind the Scenes. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more.